Hey everybody. Hi, I'm Jared. Um, Crazy things happen. So I did the video talking about coming out. I've talked about coming out ever since I came out. Like I've talked about it. And I came out in 2008. It is now 2020, and I kind of have, like, I talk occasionally about it, not nearly as much as whenever I first came out. So with everything that I'm sharing on this journey, I want to be very open and honest and share everything that's happening, the big things that are happening. Well, this is included in that. First off, I'm not making a decision to be straight, because guess what? You don't get to decide. You're born either straight or gay or bi or whatever it is. You're born that way. It's not. And I know this is going to come as like a shocker to some people, or a hurtful surprise to some people. But honestly, you don't get to decide if you're going to be straight or gay. It's not a decision. You are either gay or straight or bi or whatever it is you are. You're born that way. It's not something you get to just like be like, oh, today I'm going to be straight, or oh, today I'm going to be gay. No, it does not work that way. Like, I was born physically attracted to both females and men, and I am emotionally attracted to just guys. So I know that there's a term for it. I don't know what the term is, but I am physically bi, emotionally gay. And I've learned to accept that and to love myself through that. And that's just who I am. Like, I don't get to decide, oh, well, I'm just going to be straight. I'm going to force myself to be straight. Or I'm just going to be gay. Like, this is the life I want. Like, no, like, I'm basically gay. Like, I don't get to have say over that. Just like straight people don't get to have say over if they're straight or gay. Like, you're either straight or gay, or on a varying, like, spectrum. On a spectrum of that. Like, there's a spectrum, and you're on that spectrum, and most people aren't fully straight or fully gay. Like, probably, I would guess, like 90% of people aren't fully straight or fully gay. There's a spectrum, and like, but I know that a lot of people will argue and whatever. The point is that you don't get to decide. Anyway, so since I came out, my mom, like, fell off the face of the earth whenever I came out. Didn't want anything to do with me. Told me she was disowning me for being gay. Told me that she wished that all gay people were dead, and that if I was gay, then she wished I was dead. Period, point blank. Like, she told me that she didn't think I should exist if I was gay. So, okay, I worked through that. It was challenging, but I worked through that. I overcame that struggle in my life, and I moved on. In my mind, I had to convince myself that my mom didn't exist. In order to be able to get through life, I had to convince myself that this woman no longer existed, because if not, I would live with the fact that there might be something wrong with me. That maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I'm not worth anything. And I would live with negative thoughts. I would live with this negative thing that's over my head that's telling me over and over again, you're not good enough. You shouldn't exist. And I refused to do that. So instead, I convinced myself in my mind that this woman that I grew up with no longer existed, because that's what she wanted. She didn't want to exist in my life, and I wasn't about to convince myself that I was worthless, or that I didn't have value, or that there was something majorly wrong with me, because there's not. And so we went through all that. Fast forward to when I was living in Orlando, which would have been 2016. I get a random text from a phone number in Oklahoma, Arkansas, wherever, and it is someone saying, I'm your mom. This is your mom, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what is going on? And so I thought, you know what? I will give her a chance. Let her speak. Let her speak, only to have her tell me or ask me, have you decided to change your mind yet? Decided to change my mind on what? I'm gay. I don't get to decide. It's not a decision. It's not something that I woke up one morning and I was like, I'm going to be gay. It works great. No, that's not something that we get to decide. And so I explained that to her again, like I had explained to her the day that I came out, and that she left me, like, just went away because I was gay. I explained to her, this is not a choice. It is not something I got to choose. It's not. And if it was, then I probably wouldn't have chosen it. Because it's a life, for me, it's been a struggle. Because whenever I meet people that I'm attracted to, or that I consider like, I can have a life with them, I have to explain to those people, I don't have a family because they disown me because of their religion, because of their beliefs, that being gay is wrong, and that all gay people should die. And so, it's been a struggle. Like, it's not the life that I would have, if I could have chosen, it's not the life I would have chosen, but I would choose this life over staying in the closet and not being able to be myself. I would choose being out and being open with who I am over being in a closet and having to pretend like I'm something that I'm not. I refuse to live in that life anymore. Refuse. So yes, that is a choice I'm making. I am making a choice to not live in the closet and not live a life where I have to pretend like I'm something that I'm not. I refuse to live that life. I've made the choice to not live that life. That is a choice I have made. So she dropped back off again because I still hadn't decided to be straight. Whatever. So fast forward another year, around holiday season, when she's feeling like apparently lonely and like very selfish, because she writes me again because it's that time of year and she's feeling alone and she thinks her son should decide to be straight. And so she writes me again. This time, I am in a relationship. I've been in a relationship for a while at that point, and I was like, listen, I'm in a relationship with a guy that I love. You know, we're happy together. We're living our life. You should move on with your life too. Like, this is not going to work out for you to keep on coming back into my life and trying to convince me to be straight. It just is not going to work. It's negative, it's toxic, and I don't want anything to do with it. And so she came up with this alternative that, oh, well, we can still talk and we can still be friendly. We just aren't going to talk about you being gay. And then she brought up that I could come to Arkansas, Oklahoma, wherever she's at, and bring my boyfriend with me, but he couldn't be my boyfriend on the trip. He was going to have to pretend to be a friend. And everywhere we went, we would have to pretend to be friends. And we wouldn't be able to sleep in this, like, she couldn't live with the fact that I'd be in town sleeping in the same hotel room or room at her place, whatever, with my boyfriend, with the person I loved. What? And so, no. I was like, nope, not happening. I refuse. That's not happening. I'm not going to pretend like he's not my boyfriend. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not gay just to make you happy, just to satisfy your loneliness. No. Like, and it's not even real loneliness. He has a husband that also chooses when to be religious and when not to be religious, whenever it works for him. Like, that's the life they live. Fine, live it. I'm not going to be a part of it. I refuse. Fast forward another year or two, she comes back into my life. Like, she dropped off, came back into my life, and just went normal. Like, it was just a normal conversation thing. We didn't talk about being gay. We didn't talk about any of that. We didn't talk about her support for Trump. We didn't talk about any of it because we knew that it led to fights. And we got along pretty well. But then all of a sudden, she falls out of my life again. And it has continually happened. Like, year after year, she'll leave, and about holiday season, she comes back in, and it's like, what is going on? Why? And so she did it again this last year. And I was like, and it was before all of this stuff happened. And it was before, like, everything with work and that trauma happened. She came back in, and and I was struggling. Like, the thing had happened. I had been sexually assaulted. I was going through the depression of this, and then all of a sudden she's writing me again, and I was just like, okay, no. You're going to stop coming into my life, and then coming in, getting situated, and making it seem like, oh, I might have kind of a mom again, and then just leaving. I refuse to let it happen anymore. This is toxic. It affects me. I'm taking a stand against people who are toxic in my life and affect me negatively because I want to have a positive life. I want to have a life that is positive and happy and that's balanced. And this is not that. Bringing toxic into my life is not acceptable anymore. And if people are going to bring it into my life, those people can leave. Period. Point blank. I'm not going to make it comfortable for you to live in my life. I'm not going to be accepting of the toxic. I'm not. I refuse. I refuse. If I can remove toxic pieces out of my life, I'm going to. I don't have time or space for anything toxic in my life. Period. And so I'm taking a stand against it. And I told her in a text, no, we're not doing this again. You're not coming back into my life. You're not going to keep on bouncing back and forth. It's not happening. And she fell out again. Somehow or another, she found out about, like she subscribed to my YouTube and she was following me on social networks and stuff. And so she found out about everything that's happening. And all of a sudden, she pretending like those texts never happened and came back in yet again. This time, pretending like nothing bad ever happened, trying to convince me that she never disowned me for being gay, and instead told me she disowned me because I didn't agree with her beliefs. And I was like, you cannot go back and rewrite history. You did what you did. You've done your deed. You have hurt me. I'm done with it. I've moved on from it. I'm going to continue to move on from it. I don't want anything to do with it. And then she tried to convince me that she's always been there for me. And she's always been had an open door for me and was always open and loving and caring for. What the hell you have? And so I was like, no, this is not happening. And she would write me and be like, you can come and stay here. No, that is near the last place on the list. It's near the last place on the list that I would want to go live. It is it's so weird to me because I've had this traumatic experience happen and then a traumatic experience from my past coming back in and saying, why aren't you giving me attention anymore? Why aren't you giving this traumatic experience attention anymore? Because I don't want to, because I'm done with giving all my attention and my focus to the negativity because I want to live my life. I want to be 100% and live a positive life. And I want to be a person that continues on and pushes forward even through negative situations like being raped, like being disowned by my family for being gay. I'm going to overcome those situations and I'm going to have a balanced life. And I'm going to do everything I can to live a positive life that I want to live without having to focus on all the negative non-stop. I don't want to focus on negative non-stop. I want to focus on the positive. And I'm going to keep on living that life. And you know what? I'm going to inspire others to do the same. I'm going to push and encourage others to live through the negative, get to the positive, and live your best life. Because that's what we're supposed to do. We can't let the negative people, the toxic people that continually try to knock us down, that have hurt us, that have tried to drag us down to hell. We're not going to let those people continue to have reign over our life because we can't. We can't allow that to happen. We must continue to search for the most positive, balanced, 100% life, best life that we can for ourselves. Because we have meaning too. Because we have a purpose too. And it goes beyond being disowned. It goes beyond being raped. It goes beyond victimhood. It goes beyond being a victim. And it goes living our best life and living it to the fullest. And I'm going to do everything I can to live that life to the fullest. And that means removing toxic. And I'm going to continue to remove toxic out of my life every step of the way. And that's that. Sorry. Sorry for yelling. I'm not sorry for how I feel. I refuse to live in a negative space. I refuse to be surrounded by negative people. I refuse to be surrounded by toxic people because I have more of a life to live than that. I still have a purpose to live for, and I'm going to live for that purpose. I'm going to use the negative things that have happened to me, and I'm going to turn them into the most positive things that I possibly can, because that is who I am. And that has always been who I am, and that will continue to be who I am because I refuse to let the negative kill me. I refuse to lay down and die because negative and traumatic experiences have happened. Because negative and traumatic things happen to everybody. And we have to learn how to live through those things, and then we have to pick ourselves back up and still continue to find our best life. Period. Because we can't just lay down and quit. We have to keep pushing forward. If you're going through something negative in life, if you're going through a family that's disowned you for being gay, if you've been raped, if you've had other traumatic things happen to you, you can make it through this. You are not alone. I believe in you, and there are other people, many other people, who have gone through challenging experiences, and we face those experiences, and we beat those experiences, and we continue to beat those experiences. And we believe in you to do the same. That's all I got. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon. Mwah.